The clock that is tickling in your home is saying that it is now the time. The time has come to start a revolution again. A revolution to end colonization in India. Let me complete. In 1947, the revolution was about thrashing out that English colonization in terms from our land. Now it is the time to thrash out that English colonized culture from our homes. It has been since 28,197 days, more than 77 years, when the British colonization had ended in India, but only in respects of the status and power of the government and with respect to the sovereignty and integrity of India. Are we sovereign currently? Well, what I'm going to say, you may have to think again. When we talk, the British colonization has ended in India in terms of culture, in terms of language, in terms of food, in terms of fashion, in terms of mindset, in terms of opinion and philosophy of the Indians. I don't think so. Why? Why we can't just adopt our Indian culture? You know you can't. You can't. You're afraid. You can't just wear a dhoti kurta and come out in the public because the people will consider that you are not keeping pace with the modern world. You are uneducated and illiterate. If that is the case, then why it always is with us Indians, with the Indians? That Britain, which is still living in the 21st century with monarchy, that is very advanced. But we Indians who are living with the idea of democracy, we are backward. Paradox. A revolution was needed in 1947 in the terms of civil disobedience, khilafat and non-cooperation, and now again it is. Our motherland is calling for a revolution to be started again. It is very immediate, and if not today, then may not be tomorrow. It is the time. It is the time we have to thrash out those English culture. Well, I am a supporter that it can't be completely thrashed out once in a while, but it can be thrashed out every day if we could practice. It cannot happen in a day, but it will happen in days. And believe me, consider yourselves to be a freedom fighter once again. Now we have to thrash out that English culture which is needed. We are living with the English colonization culture. That culture which has been thrashed upon us with the only aim to make us their slaves. So they selected some of the slaves who could communicate them to us by understanding and reading one language, that is English, which belongs to their culture, not us, not ours. Now people will argue it is very necessary to follow English culture nowadays. Well, if that is the case, then let me give you a very beautiful example. You will be shocked and your mouths will be shut off. The most powerful country in the world. You'll talk about US and Russia. Let me talk about Russia. Most powerful country in the world, the most powerful leader of the world, Mr. Vladimir Putin, whom many magazines have considered and also quoted him as one of the most smartest, intelligent and greatest leaders that Russia has ever received. You know, Mr. Vladimir Putin never speaks English. He never does. He uses a translator. So if the president of Russia, if Russia, which is the most powerful, advanced and strongest countries of the world, does not aids and begs for a foreign language to communicate, then why we Indians need so? Now coming to the fashion, we all Indians, myself too, we wear t-shirts, shirts, tight jeans and even blazers. And even in the months of April and May, just for the sake to make ourselves smart, intelligent, handsome and cope with the modern fashion. Actually, we are just wrapping around ourselves an act of foolishness. A very severe act of foolishness. The tie that most of the people wear to become smart, to look smart, is actually an act of foolishness. The tie was made for those Western countries where most of the months are experience winter. So, when they experience winter, it is common that most of the people could be caught by cold and cough. So it is not suitable for them and not easy to just, take out handkerchiefs from their pockets. So tie was made around your shirt. So every time you have your nose, you have to sneeze it. Just take out the tie and just squeeze it off. But we Indians, where most of the months experience summer in India, then also we wear tie. And we wear it very proudly. Friends, I know it is not easy to easily, get back to the Indian culture. And it cannot be done in a day. But it can. Even a single day and even a minute change in your everyday's life could brought about a great change in the Indian society which no one could ever have wondered. And believe me, change starts with one. Change could start with you. When other people would see, they will also transform. It will take time. It is difficult, but not impossible. And as said, impossible is not a word in the dictionaries of us Indians. It was only invented on Oxford dictionaries for the Englishmen, not for us. Looking forward to making this revolution possible only with the help of you. Not for my sake, not for yours, but for the sake of our motherland, Bharat. Thank you. Namaskar.